Hey, what's up guys? Steven, TheSalonGuy here, and I hope you are enjoying what's behind me. And I'm here in my new space, the TheSalonGuy Studios, where I'm going to be bringing as much content to you as possible, more live models, and some really exciting things. So I've got a new men's haircutting tutorial for you today. And this one is inspired by a lot of different things. It's going to be step-by-step on how to use clippers, the proper way for fading, how to get really comfortable with men's haircuts, and also a twist with kind of a soccer player inspired look. So it's going to be a lot of different things in one, but it's going to be step-by-step because I know you guys like when I do step-by-step. So I'm ready to go. Let's get started. All right, guys, so what I'm doing is I'm using a 000 guard, and I gave myself a little bit of a head start, so I'm going to talk to you and instruct while I'm actually working. And what's important is to know how high that you want to take this, okay? Because if you cut this too high, then you do have to bring this into the sides, okay? If you don't go high enough, then it means it gives you enough room to then blend it up to where you can go, but you always have to think about where this is gonna contribute into the rest of the haircut. And a lot of times the proper fades and the proper clipper work, you're basically aligning this up to where the sides are so that it comes down and it's well balanced. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue and I'm using the comb kind of like as a guide where I'm pushing the hair into the clipper blade, and I'm consistently visualizing where this is going to end up as far as the lengths go. And I don't want to take this too much higher because it is relatively short, and some guys might feel a little uncomfortable with their hair this short, say going up way up to here. So I'm keeping this on a little bit on the, I'd say the lower part of the back of the head. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then switch to another guard and then start to work up here to where I can then bring that into the sides. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm going with a 0A, which is the next step up from 3 zeros. And this basically gives a good transition going from 3 zeros into then 1. You don't want to go 3 zeros and right to 1. This is the proper way to do it because that's what these blades are made for. And also it really helps in the assistance when it comes to really properly fading and getting a good blend and a good taper going this short. So let's continue just to do this right until about right here. Again, we're not going super, super high. You can go just the slightest amount longer, even if it's from here to here to here to here. It's best to do that and blend it properly with the right guards than to take huge gaps and go short, really short, and then you have nothing left. All right, now what I'm going to do is because we cut this to about right here, we can then match this up on the sideburn area right here by using a 0A guard. Again, we're just doing that because we can match it up into the back now, which is right into here. Okay, then we can come around this way and skim that right around the edges just like that. And now we have a nice transition going from here into the back here. Let's do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll switch to a number 1 guard. Now I switched to a number 1, and I'm just going to extend this now a little bit higher, obviously, as you can see. And then we're going to bring this up right to above, right over the ear. And as you can see, this is where the comb comes in really handy, utilizing the comb, because it's allowing you to keep a solid guide as to where you're cutting. All right, and now what we can do is now extend this up this way, right in through the back. And we're still visualizing that line, but now what we're doing is we're connecting, see? We're connecting where the 1 now continues from the side in through the back. Now don't forget to turn the head around and make sure you are getting the back as well. You don't want to skip that. And you want to extend this up, obviously, to again, where it matches into the side. So let's do this. Let's finish this up by connecting to the other side. And then what we'll do is we'll then go guard to guard. So we'll go 1 here, 1A, 1.5, then 2, and we're going to work all the way up to about 3 3/4. Now I'm using a 1A. Now I'm using a 1.5, and as you can see, I'm just following up the side of the head and also the back, and we're just literally changing guard after guard and working up step by step. Now I'm using a number 2 guard. Now I'm using a 3½ guard. Now what I'm going to do is what we call the scissor over comb technique, and this is basically where you're using your shears to blend in and erase the lines right in through here. Some people use clippers to do it. Some people use, whatever you want to use. I'm using scissors, and this way I can really just make more of a natural kind of blend right in through here. And I feel that this really, really does a good job and gives it that personal touch. Now I'm following the natural progression of how this goes up. I'm not rounding it off and following the head because I'd be cutting off way too much hair. What I'm doing is I'm naturally just working upwards, straight up like this, which is going to leave me a little bit of room right in through the corners to blend it. Because if we follow it along too much, you will end up cutting way too much hair. Meaning if you follow the curve of the head like this, you're going to end up cutting too much. Continue to do this throughout the side, also in the back. As you can see here, we've got the back right here. And there, you see the line from before. And now we're just going to work this through, working up the head like this. All right, now what we're going to do is finish this up and through here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll be ready to actually work in through the top part. As we're working on this side, I want to bring attention to, you want to make sure that you work your way up this way. And on this side, depending on, that other side might have a part on it, you want to make sure that you're really keeping in within this one area right in through here. And also you're constantly combing and cutting. So you want to cut and then comb the hair down, because that's how you really see how the hair is going to lay and react to everything. Change your comb position if you want. Work the hair this way, then come back the other way. You want to be very versatile and make sure that you're constantly working together with the comb and the shears. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the back right here in through the top back of the head. And I always like to do this by working towards the front of the head, because you want to create a blend from here to here. And then you're basically removing weight. If you see any weight lines or lines in through this, it's because you haven't cut it properly and followed the head shape. You're basically, that line is simply weight. So you need to round this out right in through here, and that's how you achieve that beautiful blend. So I'm going to do that now throughout the whole entire back, also into this corner, but I'm not going too far into the top. I'm just keeping it right in this general area, going right back in through here. And then I always like to go back and do scissor over comb right in through here again, just because I'm a perfectionist, and it's never a problem to go back and double check and triple check and keep going over your work. So now what I'm going to do, let's turn the head this way a little bit. Now we've got that guide, and now we can comb everything straight up because we already cut that. Now what's going to happen is you're going to see your guide from under here, and it's all going to blend it nicely because we've already blended it. We've already connected it, so now you don't have to worry about cutting that anymore. So we're holding section straight up this way, and we're going to continue to work in the middle panel of the head. Okay, right down into the middle here. And we're going to work to the very, very front. As you can see now, we're working towards the front, and we're getting closer to the very, very front. Now, depending on what you want to do, if you want to leave this a little bit longer, it's up to you. The longer you want to leave it, then the further you pull it back to you, which is over directing. If you don't want to leave a lot of length, then you're going to push it forward this way, and you're going to cut that, but you don't want to do that. I suggest combing it straight up this way, following where your guide was from before, cutting it straight across. This way you can always go back in and cut more off if you need to. Plus, a lot of the trends right now, it's leaving it a little bit longer right into the front here, just like this. So now that we're done with just this top section, we still have this in through here, which is the corners, and that needs to be rounded out and blended in. But pretty much now we're home free because we've created a section for us and a guide to follow, because all we're doing now is we're going section by section, working towards the front, and literally just cutting off that part here, which rounds off the entire haircut and gives it that really, really good blend. So now we've got that taken care of. Now what we're going to do is just, again, go back in now, scissor over comb, because now we have a really clear picture of what needs to be cut and what needs to be blended more. And then now we're just simply working our way up the head shape to blend this all in, okay? Don't forget, we still have that other side to do, but here's when you can now, okay, let me turn this a little more this way so you can see. Here is where you can now extend this up to the top of the head, because now we've already cut everything and worked it all in. So as you can see, I'm not going straight up, I'm actually working my way around the head shape this way, because we've already blended in the corners. So now we're just literally setting ourselves up to really have an amazing blend and an amazing shape. We're really just putting the shape in like this and rounding it out together this way. So now let's look at the other side. We still have this side to do, don't forget. And what I'm going to do here is I want to leave this a little bit longer right in through this one side in particular. So we're going to create kind of like a disconnected area right in through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across, make an even parting, and then I'm going to cut this relatively short and then work this up the head shape this way to create a bit of a disconnected shape. It's still a little bit blended, but right into the very front here, I'm disconnecting it just to give it a little more of that edge. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually going in and making sure this is blended in right in through this back area, right in through here, and where to the very, very front here is the piece that's disconnected, right along the hairline, as you can see, right in through here. I know Marco Royce has had his hair like this, and a number of other soccer players. That's where the soccer player inspiration comes from. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to blow dry it, and then we'll see what the finished result looks like. Okay, so this is with no product whatsoever. I just want to show you how this looks. So as you can see, again, this was the disconnected part right in through here, but everything else is blended in, going in through that side. And now also this side and through here, let's spin this around this way. As you can see, it's all blended in. And there we have it. So now let's use a little product and give this a little bit more shape to it and texture. Now I'm taking some product and I'm going to work this through. The product information is in the description below, and also where to purchase and a discount code. So if you want to know what I'm using, make sure you read in the description. All right, now I'm working this product through here. Again, I'm molding it into the shape. Now here I want to work this a little bit forward into the back here. And then the front, obviously, because it's got that volume, I want to work it over and give it that volume right into the front here. Now I'm just going to spike this up a little bit throughout the top here, really get the product in nicely, give it a little bit of texture on top, and then work this in right in through here, completely disconnect this right here, and then give it a nice little volume right through here. And there we have the finished result. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, leave comments, and also subscribe. So as you can see here, I've got celebrity interviews, I've got event coverage, and also more tutorials. So don't forget to subscribe and keep watching.